Now I might not have electricity, plumbing, or even a bed, but I still got a way to play my Xbox.
Got it.
All right, so here we are. My review of the new Aaxa M7 Projector. In my previous build, my entertainment center had the Aaxa Pico P300 projector, which is how I got my hands on one of these. I actually made a video of my setup, and the folks over at Aaxa saw it, reached out, and asked if I had any interest in checking out their new M7, and since I have this new van, which is in need of an entirely new entertainment center, I said yeah. So as most of you know, little projectors like this are pretty common within the van space. They're small and portable. You can kind of rig them up anywhere you've got space to shoot onto a screen or somewhere that you've got a flat white area. And when you're done, you just pack it up and put it away. It's a lot less cumbersome compared to like a TV. And they're also pretty energy efficient, which is why I ended up using Aaxa in the first place. The original projector I had a little internal battery, which could run about an hour or hour and a half without being plugged into a power source. And that's one of the coolest things about this M7. Its internal battery can last up to 3 hours. So you could watch a really long movie, play some video games, or binge a whole bunch of episodes of your favorite show without ever having to be plugged in. But before I go into my tests on the battery, let me run you through some of the specs and features this projector has. Within the box, you'll be getting a projector with a remote control, AV cables, a charger, and a user manual. The projector itself is 7.3 inches long, 6.4 inches wide, and 1.85 inches tall, weighing about 3 pounds. And then on the projector, you'll see there's an HDMI port, a USB port, a headphone jack, an AV jack, a USB-C port, and a little slot for micro SD or TF cards. The USB port is kind of cool. You can charge off the internal battery of the projector. So if you have like an iPhone or an iPad, you can plug it directly into here and use this as like an external battery. You can also utilize the USB-C port for mirroring, but it doesn't work with my iPhone. So while we were out camping, I just hooked it up to my computer with an HDMI cord. Aaxa sent us a projector, their new M7, and I wanted to put it to the test. We have this new van, which has nothing in it. So we got this projector screen, and we're literally gonna stick it directly to the side of the van. One thing that's a bummer, the projector has 3 mounting points. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. And I didn't really have anything like that, so we had to improvise, and we're gonna be mounting it to this piece of wood. But they do sell a 3-point mount separately that will mount right up to that. So I guess it's about to get dark. We should probably start setting it up. It's not the greatest thing I've ever put together. When we're ready, it's gonna go like that. String. You tie your shoes when they're not on your feet.
And we can trick line from the door corners. So
trick line? What's this line? I didn't buy it from like a magic store. It just came in the bag. Break. We'll get it. We'll figure it out. Oh, you're gonna eat her head.
it works.
Popcorn time.
Oh! Look it, guys, we're overflowing.
Should I make more?
Stir it up. This is our setup. MTV Outdoors. This is an adapter. And you put your HDMI cable into the adapter. HDMI in. So we're gonna kick some things on, make some adjustments, and we should be good. Screen. The M7 has a 1080p HD native resolution with a brightness of 1200 lumens when plugged in and 600 lumens when you're running off the internal battery, which is plenty in dark settings. And the throw is 1.2 to 1, and you physically have to move the projector from your screen to increase the size or decrease the size. Little screen? What? Big screen. And this projector has the capability of going up to 200 inches, which is massive. And once you have the right distance for your screen size, you can use Keystone to tilt it front and back if your screen isn't totally flush. And there's a really nice electric focus on it, so it's easy to get a crisp image once you're all set in place. Speaking of crisp, the M7 has DLP display technology, and I guess that's the same technology movie theaters use. So it has quality color, brightness, contrast, and picture quality, which is important when watching HD movies or playing video games.
You're all.
Got many fish! Let's fight.
Cool. I wish I was a cowboy.
So you can use your remote, or you can use the touch interface here to select your input. And because we're doing HDMI, you're gonna use digital AV.
It does come with 4-watt premium dual speakers that do a somewhat decent job. Want to hear a gunshot? So the sound that emits from the internal cooling fan isn't actually that loud. If you listen closely, you can kind of hear it now. Now jumping back to that internal lithium battery. We watched, which is only an hour and 45 minutes. So I really didn't put it to the test. When I went back home though, I decided to try it again and watch Dune. All right, what are we doing? This looks like Blair Witch Project. You're supposed to say we're watching a movie.
We're watching a movie.
Which is a 2-hour and 35-minute movie. And I'm happy to say that it made it through the entire movie before it died, which is pretty impressive. And with that, I'm pretty jazzed on this nifty little thing. Now, even though this isn't the cheapest product out there, coming in around $500, this is a pretty decent little projector. Having that 3-hour internal battery is pretty cool. Not only will you be using less of the battery in your van, but you could just pick this up and go outside and have an outdoor movie night like we did. And for me, this is the perfect little setup. I don't need anything crazy fancy with Bluetooth features that has a bunch of smart apps on it. I could just plug this into my Xbox and be able to play games and watch different streaming services that I have. Not having an internal throw adjustment is kind of a bummer. You have to work with the amount of space you have. But with the way I'm doing this build out, I'll have no problem moving this into a position that gives me the biggest screen possible. Within the van, I'm not going 200 inches. I've only gotten to use it a few times, but I'm excited to wrap this van up and get it installed so we can get back to our movie nights. And you can snag yourself an M7 on Amazon via the link I'll put in the description. Not only does it help them, but it helps me get a little kickback too. Like and subscribe to follow along with our new build series and future adventures. Jump on Patreon for bonus content and extras. And again, thanks for watching, and that's it. Bye-bye.
We are now
this is
picking
how
up.
you avoid COVID. You
Yeah.
eat a little dirt.
We can also make. Wow. Are you
More
guys really
popcorn.
saving individual? We can make more popcorn. What are you doing?
It's so wasteful.
It's popcorn.
Perfectly fine.
Yeah, what do you mean, money?